Hello and welcome back to another video. If you're new to the series, let me tell you how it works. I listen to albums throughout the week, some new albums, some older albums. I pick the ones I want to give my opinion on and review them in this video. Hold up, give me a second. I did the wrong intro. Oh god, I did the wrong intro. Hello and welcome to another video. If you're new to the series, let me tell you how it works. I pick an artist from the artist list that I have of people who I want to get done at some point in my life. Then I go ahead and review their albums that are available on Apple Music and review them in these videos. Don't take any of my opinions too serious, and if you do, go ahead and leave a comment about it. Anyways, let's head on to the first album of today's video. And the first album of today's video goes from Music of Spirits by ColdPlay. Information on the project: they had a vision about having an album based around the solar system and planets. They also knew that they would have the Swedish producer Max Martin to help them out with this project. Information from Wikipedia and Apple Music. Review. Overall, with this project by ColdPlay, I came into it with caution. Even though I haven't heard a terrible album experience with them yet, these projects are recent enough where I do remember the backlash of when they first came out. Production was good on this project, and even though there are multiple parts where it's just instrumentals playing, and it was honestly still very good, the lyrics are also super well written, and stay within that bar that they have given themselves. But I do have to say, then some songs like "Let Somebody Go" and "Heart Emoji," there's a song with the heart emoji. The lyrics miss horribly. Vocal wise, it was also super good and nothing to ignore, and nothing bad to say about it. And from the features, the worst feature for sure was Selena Gomez. I went into the song. I saw Coldplay and Selena Gomez together. I went into this with the highest of the highest hopes. That song was terrible. And the better feature of this album goes to BTS. Lastly, my standout songs are Higher Power, People of the Pride, and My Universe. Up next, we have Moon Music by Coldplay. Information on the project. With this album, keeping the space theme, they would also say that this would be a part 2 or more of a follow-up to their previous album. Information from Wikipedia. Review. And with this album, we are now done with Coldplay. So how did they do for their final album on the channel as of now? Well, overall, this is a poor album by Coldplay. While I knew that these newer albums had lacking a lot, I wasn't expecting it to be as bad as this album was. Production was some of the worst that I've heard for Coldplay, and many of the songs lyrically felt poorly written. I've been seeing a trend of these albums doing less and less on the Album of the Year website, and by less and less, I mean like rank, like the number wise less and less. And I didn't agree with most until this project. It's always sad when I finish a great artist band on a sour note, as it makes me less excited to see what they bring out going forward. As a couple months ago, I don't what was it that we finished? I don't remember. It wasn't J. Cole. I think it was before J. Cole. We finished an artist and we finished on a sour note. It wasn't Kanye West because I remember having high hopes for Bully, and obviously those high hopes were worth it. Bully was very good. But it was like someone after Kanye West before J. Cole. We've done so many artists. It wasn't Baby No Money because we ended off on a decent album with them. I think the last album for Baby No Money ended up being a standout album of the week. But I hate ending on sour notes because then it just leaves me with like this feeling of like I don't want to come back. Please don't drop music. Of course, drop music. If they can improve, that's what matters, right? And we saw the biggest improvement from Donda 2 to Bully from Kanye West. That it's night and day the difference of how good and bad those albums can be. But I just hate ending on sour notes, and sadly for Coldplay, we did end off on a sour note. And lastly, my standout song was We Pray. Up next, we have Afro by Ozuna. Information on the project. With this album, Ozuna would try a new type of music genre and go into the Afrobeat music world. Information from Apple Music. Review. Let me keep this review short and sweet like the project itself. Overall, this is a great experience by Ozuna, and I enjoyed many of the songs on this project. While I know many of his close-minded fans may not have enjoyed this project as much as I did, it was great. The beats were great and fun to listen to in this album, and the entire album had this fun vibe to it. Lyric-wise, it was also super good, and while it may not have been his best lyric-wise, it's still very good. I also did like the features this album have to elevate some of these songs to sound better than they already did. If I'm being for real, go spin this album. It may surprise you with how good it is, and if you don't like it, then you don't like it. But please go into this album with an open mind, please. And lastly, sadly, with how much I enjoyed this album, when I was reviewing it, I realized there are no standout songs for me. There are no standout songs. But it's still a very good album and something you should definitely check out. Up next we have Samurai Champloo music. Champloo. Okay. I'm now like taking in the name. I'm like taking in this with you. I somehow am just realizing that's what the name is. Samurai Champloo music record departure by Nujabes and Fat John. Information on this project? No information found on this project. Review. Overall, this will be a quick review. This was a mainly instrumental album and it was a great listen and something that once again ranks at the top of my album list for the week. Great vibes, great time, and something you need to check out for real, for real. Lastly, my standout songs are Aurarian Dance and Shiki no Uta. Something I do have to say is that the first song and the last song both do have lyrics tied to them. And the last song, which is the Shiki no Uta, definitely sounds way better than the first song. But and this song only did lose a few points for me because there was a beat I didn't really mess with. But outside of that, this was a great album, fun time, great album, and something you should really go check out. Up next, we have El Vacío by Quevedo. I think is how you say his name. I love this guy's music. I have yet to look up how to pronounce his name. And I will not do that because I love the way I pronounce it. Anyways, information on this project. This would be his third full-length album, and this album would be also linked super closely to the Canary Islands, which is something that he has done before on his previous projects. Information from genius.com. Review. Now we are on to Quevedo. And wow, this is a great album, and I am happy he dropped a new album as I've been feeling starved since he took a while to drop his new album. Overall, this is a great project by him and he keeps up with his great new track of dropping amazing records. And while yes, this has only been his third album, there are many artists who would mess up by now, and luckily he hasn't. Lyric wise, there are also some songs that do miss, but nothing that ruins the album. Vocals are great on the entire project, and the pace stays consistent. Production wise, there are no misses except on the song Hookah y Calor. Love this album by him. And I it was something that when I went onto his music profile, because he dropped this well, at least for me, he dropped this last week. For you guys, it's like 2 weeks ago now, I think, doing the math. I don't know. I don't know. Wait, am I talking to the past or am I talking to the future? Because technically when I go back, I'm talking to the past and I'm editing this. But I'm also talking to myself at the current moment. But this video isn't being uploaded until Monday, so am I talking to the future? But when this video gets uploaded, it's technically me talking to the past. Wait a minute, so am I talking to the future, to the past, or to the present? Which one am I talking to? I don't know, but this is a great, great album, and I am happy he dropped a new album. I'm waiting till this comes out on vinyl. That's something that for Hispanic artists always kills me because they take forever to drop it on vinyl. And then whenever they do, I usually always miss them because Hispanic music fans are so much more crazy and much more devoted than American fans. Like the only fans that come close to this are like I want to say maybe Alchemist fans. Because, dude, for the Alchemist, he's the only artist where I actually have to put a timer on my phone on the calendars app. So whenever he drops, I don't miss it. But back to Quevedo, this is a great album by him. And my standout songs are Please Don't Cook Me. I don't know how to pronounce these. And there's a high chance I misspelled all of these when I was writing them on my book. So please do not kill me. Anyways, my standout songs are Caprichoso, Gai- Gaidor, Candy, Al Golpito, La Gracia, y Ni Borracho. Holy shit, I could not speak Spanish. Up next, we have North Forever by Northwest. Information on the project. This be the debut project for Northwest, aka the popular song. So stupid. Since we do that, let's just pretend that didn't happen. Information on the project. This would be the debut project for Northwest, aka the daughter of popular producer, songwriter, and music artist Kanye West. Information from Wikipedia and Apple Music. Review. Overall, this album at the end of the day was produced by a 12-year-old girl. So I'm gonna try my best not to be too harsh as I do for other people. I think as time goes on, I do think that she will 100% become better. This project was mainly her just using samples from other songs and adding her own twist to them. She for sure will be a way better producer skill in a couple more years. So I do think that with this project on her, it's only up from here. And while it wasn't the worst, it also wasn't the best. But if anything, if I'm her, I'm going up to Kanye and I'm being like, yo, dad, give me some tips. And just have him show you around. And of course, maybe she just doesn't want to do that. Maybe she just wants to create her own path. And if that's the case, that's the case. Let her do her own path. Let her like separate herself from her father and her mother, right? If that's what she wants to do, go for it, right? But I do. There are a lot of people being way too harsh on this project when it is by a literal 12-year-old. Many of us at the age of 12 were not even close to thinking of producing music. And if you say yes, you more than likely lived in a rich neighborhood or you lived in the worst of the trenches. But it was a decent album, and I do think it's only up from here, and I can't wait to see what she does in the future. And lastly, my standout song was Die. And finally, the final album of today's video will be FENIAN by KneeCap. Information on the project. They talk about how everyone has a lifetime to write their first album, but then people are only given 1 year to get to write their second album. And that during this 1 year, they had many experiences that they want to write about. Information from genius.com review. And lastly, for my final album of the day, and take this one for a grain of salt as it is a mix of Irish and English, but a little bit more Irish lyrics than English lyrics. Overall, the production on this album is amazing. I also do have to say that if you plan to hear this album, it is a political album. So if you are not into that, do not touch this album at all. Writing is also amazing and some of the better writing that I have heard this week. I love the vocals on the album as well, and they went amazingly with the beats, and they honestly are amazing. Sadly, as good as they are, I don't think I'll come back to this, as for me, political albums are usually just one and done, unless the beats are something I could come back to often. And while the beats production is incredible, it's just I don't think it's something that I will come back to visit to. Except for my standout song, which you're about to hear. But outside of that, this was a great album. You know, all the political motivation behind it makes sense. Most of it, I agree with them on most of them. And you know, like I said, if you are not into political albums, don't touch this. Stay away. Don't even look at in this direction. Skip this part of the video. Do whatever. This album will for sure not be for you if you are not into political albums. But if you are, if you like that side of the world, you like that side of the music industry, that music creativity, that music art, this is one you should touch, especially if you know Irish. If you know Irish, I feel like you're gonna love this because the few English lyrics that they had were amazing. I just know that if I knew Irish, it would be that much better. And anyways, my standout song was Smugglers and Scholars. Before we continue, I want to kick a quick thank you to the partner of this channel, Make It Mystery Boxes. If you don't know what they are, let me tell you. Make It Mystery Boxes are gaming-related mystery boxes they can get on a month-to-month subscription or a one-time purchase. If you want to try it out for months or give it to someone else, they have all types of boxes for the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 5, the Xbox consoles, Nintendo Switch, and even PC. You can receive gaming-related accessories to help improve your gaming experience, gaming-related items to help decorate your room, and even goodies for you to try at your house like chips, candies, and even G Fuel packets that you can receive. If you are interested in trying them out, make sure to use my affiliate link down below or use code TrainDavid when checking out for a discount and to support the channel out. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much. Anyways, one last thank you to the partner of the channel, Make Your Mystery Box, and let's get back to the video. And now it is time for everyone's favorite part of this video, standout albums of the week. If you don't know what standout albums of the week are, let me tell you, standout albums of the week are where I pick one or two albums per week, and pretty much these are the albums that you have to go listen to, the albums that stood out to me the most, and the albums that I really think you should go listen to the moment you click off this video. Anyways, let's head on to the segment. The first standout album of the week goes to Samurai Champloo Music Record Departure by Nujabes and Fat John. So one, there's a long pause because on my notebook I just wrote the initials of the album and I didn't write down the entire name or else I would have taken up the entire top half of the page. But this album was great. It was honestly perfect, and I do mean it that it was on the top of my list for albums that I heard this week because it quite literally is at the top of my list with an incredible score of 16 out of 17. There are only few albums that have gotten a 100%. And those few albums, you can go to my album of the year page and see what they are. Hint, hint, two of them, three of them are albums that came out this year. Before I Forget by the Kid Leroy, Octane by Don Tolliver, and Don't Be Dumb by ASAP Rocky. Anyways, back to this album. It was a great album, amazing experience, and I am still very, very much grateful for my friend that put me on to Nujabes, however you say his name. And it's been nothing but positive stuff out of them since I've started listening to them. And this week, since we did listen to, I think it was 7 albums, there are 2 standout albums of the week, unlike last week. And anyways, let's head on to the second one. Your second standout album of the week goes to El Bafio by Quevedo. This was another incredible album. Once again, you have to take that one with a grain of salt. I forgot to say that during the review, but you have to take this with a grain of salt. I am a massive fan of this guy. If it wasn't for the ridiculous prices, I would have bought his debut album. I'm waiting for someone to lower the price on Discogs for me to buy it because I'm too much of a bitch to go negotiate. But this new album, it was great. I don't know how I missed it. So like I literally was surprised when I found out he dropped a new album. I was on my way to work when I was like, you know what, let me see if this guy's dropped any new music. He dropped an entire project that I missed. But it was great and I am happy that I have found it. And it was genuinely an incredible album and something that I enjoyed a lot. And he still hasn't missed. He still hasn't missed. I'm not saying that all 3 of his albums are like, oh, no skip albums. There are some skips on all 3 albums, but they are not bad albums. They are very, very good albums. But yeah, those are your standard albums of the week. The one by Nujabes and Fat John, and El Barfio by Quevedo. And finally, it is my favorite part of these videos, Yapppp Time. If you don't know what Yapppp Time is, I just talk about anything and everything I want, music related, non-music related, whatever it is that I want to talk about, I can talk about. Anyway, so I do have a couple things written down that I did want to talk about during Yapppp Time. But first things first, Fernando Mendoza isn't going to the White House. He isn't going to be seeing Trump's stupid face. Another one for the Raiders. We should keep winning this offseason. And oh my God, literally, we should keep on winning. Hopefully, all this offseason wins leads into actual wins during the season, but more than likely, we're going to have another terrible season. But things are looking up. And now we have Vegas Golden Knight hockey. So if you remember a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, we're fucking shit. Because we went on a 2-game losing streak against the Mammoths. Yeah, we should have beat them and we advanced. We won the series and now we are going against the Ducks. So that's gonna be a very good series. I do think Knights should win that series. It should be a win for us there. I just don't know if I think it's going to go on to game 7. I genuinely think we're gonna have to go on to a game 7. I think it's gonna come down to a 3-3 and someone wins game 7 because I the Ducks, they're a very good team and they're the Mammoths are a good team, but they're not as good as the Ducks. But hopefully we can continue keeping that up. Athletics baseball, that hasn't been going good. So we won. So we it's not starting off good. I think we're currently playing the kind of not spell athletics. Athletics. We are currently going at it with the Guardians, and we have lost. We have fallen down to 17-16, and we are still first in the division because everyone else in the division is also choking away their games, which is good. But the Guardians have been cooking us alive, and it is a scary thought because if you guys remember baseball season last year, the A's, as soon as we entered May, we like choked away everything we had, which led us to have the bad season we did. I hope this isn't a repeat. I hope that tomorrow's game against the Guardians we can win. Because it's not that we've been playing bad. We haven't been playing bad. It's just the Guardians have been outplaying us. So the series before that, we won against the Royals 2-1. Royals beat us the first game, but then we beat them the next 2 games. The current series, it's already lost. We lost to the Guardians yesterday. We lost to them today, right? But and like I'm saying, it's not like we've played bad. In yesterday's game, we scored 5. today's game we scored 6. Tomorrow I wouldn't be surprised if we do good as well. But it's just the Guardians have been outplaying us. But we are going to be going into a harder schedule as we are going up against the Phillies, the Orioles, and the Orioles, they've been a 50-50 team as well. The Cardinals, I haven't heard much of them. The Giants, I think, are the Giants good or bad? I don't know. I haven't heard much of the Giants either. I'm trying to find the standings for them. Phillies. Okay, no. Okay, never mind. We should be fine. The Phillies. Cardinals, Cardinals are good. Oh wait, they're part of the NL Center. Yeah, no, the NL Center's been crazy. We're going to lose stuff against that. Giants, their ass by the looks of it. Okay. Then we have the Angels, that should be easy. Padres, that's gonna be tough. Mariners, that should be easy. Yankees, that should be easy. We beat them once, we can definitely do it again. We got the Cubs to start off June, but that's in June. I'm just worried about this May month because last year May we meant entry last year May baseball season it was horrid. And I just don't want that to happen again. I just want us to do good and stay at the top of the AL West. But hey, stuff happens. Then I also wanted to announce that the new artist we'll be working on the album of the review will be the baby. But we won't be starting off at the very beginning with him because I have heard his first two albums. So next week for when we start the new week, of course, for the baby, the album I'll be starting on is back on my baby Jesus shit. That's gonna be the album I'm starting off on. I'm not starting off with God's Work Resurrected or Billion Dollar Baby because I have heard both of those fully all the way. I don't know if those were part of the album review series. Maybe that was before I started doing the series. I don't know, but I'm just letting you guys know for anyone that wants to, that listens along with me and try to see what I'm doing. And yeah, so yeah, the baby is the next one. And the final topic is the entire David situation, man. That shit gets worse and worse every time I open up TikTok or YouTube or whatever it is. It's just something worse and worse and worse and worse. Dude, that guy is such a horrid human being. He's he's terrible. And it's just the fact that I enjoyed his music a lot. I was very tempted to buy his record when he released it. I remember I'm like, man, do I want to buy this? But I don't remember if it was because someone else was dropping, so I had to choose between David and the other artist, or I just genuinely didn't have the money for David's, and I was like, maybe I'll come back to this at some point. Thankfully, I didn't because it would have been such a waste of money. But it's gotten terrible for him, man. I feel bad for Celeste. I hope that this guy like gets tortured. Nothing else, torture. He needs to be tortured. But it's just a sad situation and something we gotta keep up with. But like I said, every time you open up the headlines, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Like I think the last I heard of the headlines, it was that he apparently had like chainsaws ready, which is crazy. Like this guy had chainsaws. It's people on both sides definitely knew. I know that like apparently like Celeste Rivera's family got checked for child neglect and like they passed it to like prove they didn't do child neglect. I don't believe that at all. There's for sure child neglect because apparently like this motherfucker was taking her to Vegas and it's like how do you not realize your daughter disappeared to a whole nother city? Because LA to Vegas, it's not the furthest of drives. It's like, I want to say 5, 6 hours. If I remembered like the few times when we would drive out to LA from Vegas, it was like 5, 6 hours. But still, man, it's just like, it's disappointing. And the California law system, it's sad that it's taking them so long, right, to do this, which is when literally everyone on earth knows that it's him. He's guilty. There's nothing else to say. If that man gets away scot free, he actually needs to like run away from the country because he will be killed. I truly do believe that if he gets away scot free, someone is going to kill that motherfucker. But outside of that, I don't have much else to say. um, you know, you guys need to go follow my TikTok. I'm planning to start uploading on TikTok once a week after I finish working on this video, it processing and have it ready uploaded. I'm tomorrow Sunday, or I guess later today Sunday, when I leave work, I'm gonna be working on TikTok video to upload. Because oh no way, I think I deleted the footage. Oh no, I don't think I'll be able to make it. Wait, hold up, I'm checking my USB drive right now. Give me a second. Oh no, I think I deleted the clip. I deleted the clip. Well, that's gonna have to happen next week then. Ooh, I almost messed up completely. But I'm gonna start uploading at least once a week on my TikTok page. On my vinyl page, I upload whenever I want. But on my main TikTok page, I'm gonna start uploading at least once a week. You know, something to keep up, just so I can have something else. And also, those would be uploaded as shorts as well here on YouTube. So, you know, that's something too. Check out my Twitch. I've been live every single day this week. So go check it out. We play a wide variety of games. Today, Sunday, we're going to be playing Mousepad for Hire. Monday, when this video gets uploaded, I'll probably be playing Spider-Man or Watch Dogs 1 or Killing Floor 3, or I'll be playing something, right? Come check it out every day. I'm always streaming something. And yeah, you know, I don't have much else to say other than thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys on whatever and wherever it is that you catch me on next. Thank you.